Hey, I'm Jake, and today I'm talking about Drawings 3. Okay, so Drawings 3 is my third installment in my Drawings book series. And here we have Drawings 1, here we have Drawings 2, and this right here is the press sheet for Drawings 3. These are the actual pages that are going to go in the book before they're trimmed and bound and folded and all that stuff. The reason I have this is because I went to the press over the weekend and did a press check and to make sure that the colors and everything were right. You can actually see a video for that right here. Okay, so I'm inside the press building, I guess. We got the press running back here, and let's look at the proofs. I didn't mean proofs, I meant the actual press sheets. But check these out. Looks really good. So anyway, so what these books are collections of drawings from the past year, sometimes other drawings that I did in previous years that hadn't been printed yet, and I collect them all into one book. These are pulled straight from my sketchbooks. So these drawings here that are in my sketchbooks go into the drawings books. I scan them, they're raw scans. I don't touch them up or anything, other than, you know, messing with the contrast or anything. I don't try to fix the drawings or anything. I just, how they appear printed in the book is how they look in my sketchbook. So this is the third year. I want to keep doing these every year. It's just starting to become tradition for me that in January I start gathering all the sketches and drawings from the year before, put them together in a book, and make a book and send it out. Okay, but why do I make them? There's three reasons. Number one is I love making books. I've been making books for the last, I don't know, since I was a kid. I made books in high school, and they were all like little, actually, I'll show you one. Okay, so this is an actual book that I made in 1995. I was a senior in high school. It's called Roach Boy, and here he is in the back. It's like a cartoon version of him, but he actually looks more like a regular superhero. Anyways, it's just something short and quick. I remember I was home from school sick one day, and I was like, I don't want to waste this day. I want to draw a comic. So I made Roach Boy comic. I didn't do it in a day. It ended up taking about a week to do all that. But I love making books, and I've always made books, and I'm going to always make books. And drawings is a way for me to self-publish a book and put something cool out into the world. That's one reason. The other reason is I love sketchbooks. I love looking at other artists' sketchbooks, flipping through the pages, seeing ideas half developed, or, you know, the process of where they're going from this you know, this gestation of an idea into an actual thing. And I love looking at the raw drawings and seeing the eraser marks and the pencil sketches. And I want to share my sketchbooks in the same way. I love when, you know, an artist visits me, a friend or whatever, and they flip through my sketchbook and, you know, looking at how they see what I'm working on and how they interpret it and what do we say, the delight that they get from that. And so making these drawings books is a way for me to share my sketchbook with a bunch of people without having to actually mail my sketchbook out or have people come to my studio and flip through my sketchbook. Although that would be cool. I wish you guys could all come here and check it out. That'd be fun. And the third reason is these things actually help support me financially. I sell these books. I usually, the last two books I printed out 2,000 copies. And over the year I'll just sell those. Sometimes it takes a year. Sometimes the first book took a year to sell. The second book maybe a year and a half before I'm through with these. And what that is just like a steady income. Every month I sell a few drawings books, ship them out, and that money goes straight into my paying the mortgage account. My wife always, you know, at the end of the month she'll be like, got to sell a few more books. We got to make that mortgage payment. So that's why I do that. As you know, I'm an independent artist. I am completely supporting myself financially through my art, through freelance work and my own personal projects. And so anything that I can do to help buffer the bills that need to be paid. As an independent artist, I have to do my own insurance and all those things. And we've got surgeries and dentist bills and all that stuff coming up. So drawings is a way to supplement my income by putting something out there that I have to do once, but I can keep selling it over and over. All right. So those are the three reasons. And if you go back to my my personal manifesto, is I have three things that I want to do. I want to put cool stuff into the world. I want to support myself or support my family financially by doing that, and I want to teach others to do the same thing. And so this fulfills that creative manifesto by doing those three things. It's a cool thing I'm putting out into the world. It supports me financially, and I hope that this, by people flipping through it and looking at it, they get inspired to go create things and to draw things and to do things. So that's why I do it. Now there's side benefits to doing this as well, and this is something that I haven't realized until this third book that I'm doing, and that is these are actually archives. It's a way to archive my work. I do keep my sketchbooks and I put them away in drawers when I'm done with them, but I don't pull them out that often. When I have a copy of drawings on my desk, I'll actually flip through it and look at it and be reminded of the work that I did, or the project that I was thinking about, or the project that I was working on and finished it and shelved it. And so it's a way to archive and remind me of past things that I've worked on. So it's also a yearbook, because each of these drawings books is a catalog of the drawings that I did the year before. And as I flip through them, I can look through it and see, oh, that's where I was headed, or that's what I was thinking about, and that's where I was headed creatively, and that's what I was working on. But in another sense, it's also a journal for me. Now, with each of my drawings, I try to tell a story with them, whether it's telling a story with a single drawing, or I'm opening you up to, or opening up to a new world with a drawing or a series of drawings. I want to have it not just be a drawing for the sake of drawing, but a part of a bigger story or a part of a bigger world. The drawings also have a deeper level to them, in that each drawing has a story behind its story. And this is something I talked about over the weekend on Snapchat. If you're following me on Snapchat, you already heard it. But if you're not following me on Snapchat, go there, because I'm always talking about or sharing what I'm working on currently and talking about things. And it's cool. Follow me on Snapchat. It's Mr. Jake Parker. It's my username. But what I was saying is, each of these drawings has a story to the drawings. So let's look at these. Let me take this camera off. Okay, so like this drawing, when I look at it, I'm reminded of when I actually drew it, which was on the 4th of July. My family was out of town. They were back east, and I was here. I had to get some work done, so I was going to meet up with them later in July. And so I had this whole day to myself, and I wanted to do something patriotic, so I drew an American eagle slam dunking a basketball while holding a flag. This is like my ode to America on that 4th of July day. And it reminds me of what I was doing that day. So this right here, this is a drawing I did. Scotty Young and I were developing a comic together. It never really materialized. We still might do it someday, but this is one of the drawings I did of who our characters could be. We wanted to do something animal adventure-like. This right here, this drawing is, I actually did it digitally on the computer and then printed it out, and I watercolored it. And I thought it turned out really cool, and I sold it on my website, on my online shop, mailed it out, sent it to the guy, and then I realized I never got a scan of it. He sent me a really high-res photo, but it wasn't or quality enough for printing. So what I ended up doing was printing this out again and watercoloring it a second time. And so, that's the story that happened behind this. Oh, okay, this right here. These guys and these guys right here, I remember I drew at the kitchen table of my wife's grandmother's house in Greenport, Long Island, out on the end of Long Island. It was in the summer, it was late at night, and I just had to get some drawing done, and I remember, the sticky, summery, like no air conditioning feeling in the kitchen there with like the window open and trying to get, the fan blowing some air in. And that's what that's the memory that I have when I look at these drawings. This drawing right here I did at BYU. I was invited to come speak to a class, and I talked to them about, being an artist and an illustrator, working, as an independent artist. And at the end of the class, usually when I do visits, I like to do a drawing demo. And so I said, how about you guys just pick the subject matter and I'll draw whatever you want. And somebody said a zombie and another person said a dragon. I said, how about we combine the two? So I did a zombie dragon. These all, let me put this here. These all have, every drawing has a story. And so I look at this as less of, lately I'm looking at them as less a collection of drawings, as more of a journal. Okay, lastly, I just want to say how excited I am for this book. It is going to be the best drawings collection that I've done so far. You know what? I will talk while I show you the actual files. Okay, so here we have the cover. Anyways, this book is 144 pages long, and it's a full 16 pages longer than the last two books. I just had so much work that I wanted to put out, published this time around, and I thought, well, I could save these drawings for the next book, but what if I do more drawings next year? So I just decided to make this book bigger than the one last year, in the last 2 years. But you can see it's organized sort of by subject matter. So here we're into vehicles, and there's just more pages. And then we transition into Star Wars. There's a huge Star Wars section because I love Star Wars, and these are all my different takes on the Star Wars characters. This is our robot section. These are my motorcycle robots that I did last year about this time. These are my chess bots that I was going through and designing. What else do we have in here? And then I think it finishes out with there's a whole big section on Skyheart, and this is all the development art I did for Skyheart during Inktober. So the last 25-30 pages of the book are all Skyheart stuff. And there's the end. Let me fix this camera. So that's Drawings 3. I'm so excited for this book. I can't wait to get it in your hands and have you guys check it out. If you want to copy the book, the link is right here. There's going to be print and digital copies of the book. Follow me on Snapchat. And here's an idea I have. Let me know in the comments if you think this is a good idea or not. I want to do an MP3 download to go with the book that's sort of like a director's commentary, but for a book. So it's like an illustrator's commentary where each page I kind of tell the story behind the story of each drawing. What do you guys think of that? Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you next week.